Hi, everybody. Welcome to your everyday math lesson for lesson 8.8. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to start out by doing just our video like this because we're going to be looking on page 300 in just a moment. In order to do this, though, we have to do a little bit of an experiment. We need to figure out how big your average foot step is. That means that I want to see if I take a step, how far do I step out as a typical person? Now, two things to keep in mind. The shorter you are, the shorter your steps are going to be. The longer you are, the longer the steps are going to be. For this experiment, you do not want to take giant steps. I want you to walk like you normally would walk. Okay? So what I did is I went ahead and I have my little yardstick here, and I'm going to use this to help me out. I'm going to just have it. I'm going to put my feet right at 0, and I'm going to take a step and see where my foot ends. Okay? If you want to measure your own footstep at home, that is perfectly fine. You can do the same kind of thing. What you can do is you actually can put your feet just maybe against the wall or something along those lines, or literally just stand there and take a step and then measure the difference or the distance between one foot and the other. Okay? So give me just a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step with my ruler, and with my yardstick, and I'm going to show you how far or how long of a step my average step would be. Okay? Give me just a second. Okay, so what I did is I literally put my feet both, and I know it's kind of weird, but I put my feet both at the 0, and then I took a step. So if you look right here, 18 inches is about at the tip of my toe. Do you see that? So I could say that my average footstep is about 18 inches long. Just a second, guys. Okay, whew. I know it was a little hard to see, but I wanted to make sure you guys got a chance to at least experience that a little bit with us. So my average footstep, starting at 0, is about 18 inches from toe to toe. Okay, so we are going to keep that in mind. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure, and it is from toe to toe. So if you were in class, one of the things that we might do is we might take a 10 steps, and you walk 10 steps, and we'll average it out. For our measurements for what we're doing today, we're going to say that the average step size is about 18 inches. So everyone should open up your math workbook to page 300 in your volume 2 everyday math workbook. Okay, so we are going to travel to, let's go to Dallas, Texas. I don't know why. I just thought it was a really cool city to go to. Let's do that. Going to Dallas, Texas, how long is one footstep? So I said that it's about 18 inches. Well, I know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So 18 inches is about 1.5 feet. Okay. How many feet are in 1 mile? What do you think? No Googling. I said no Googling, but if you're smart, the very front of your book, remember that front cover? Use it. 5,280 feet are in 1 mile. About how many miles is it from your school to your destination? All right, let's Google it. This time you can. All right. Let's go to Google Maps. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. On Google Maps, from Indianapolis all the way to Dallas, Texas. If you fly, it tells you it's about 2 hours, 15 minutes, which is awesome. But if you were to drive right now, it's about 13 hours, 13 and a half, almost 14 hours. Great. Awesome. Now let's look over here. One way takes us 908 miles. The other way takes us 944 miles. I think we probably would take, and it just depends on your way, however which way you want to go. Let's go this way. Let's go the long way, or the shortest way, 908 miles. All right, so how many miles is it from your school? About 908. About how many steps does a fifth grader take in 1 minute? What you're going to do for this problem, and I'm going to do it right now, I'm going to walk around the room for 1 solid minute. And we're going to see how many steps it takes. I'm not going to make you sit there and count. If you want to do this on your own end, on your own, that's absolutely fine. Let's see how many steps a typical fifth grader, I'm about the same height as a fifth grader, so we're using mine, takes in about 1 minute. Okay, so the typical fifth grader, depends on whether they're a speed walker, depends on what they're doing. The typical fifth grader, the typical person, walks about 2 steps every second, which is about 120 steps in 1 minute. Okay? So about how many steps will it take to get from your school to your destination? Okay. So I know that my steps are 1.5 feet long. I know that there are 908 miles. So I need to figure out how many times and how many steps 1.5 feet go into 908 miles. Well, the first thing I have to do is I got to make them the same. I got to make them both feet. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to multiply 908. And you know what? I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to make it 900. Because it's an estimate, right? 900 miles times 5,280 feet. What is 900 times 5,280? All right. 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 8 is 72. Carry my 7. 9 times 2 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 9 times 5 is 45, 46, 47. It's a lot of feet. So that's 4,752,000 feet. Okay. So now I have to divide that by 1.5 feet because remember, each step is 1.5 feet. So now I want you to divide what is 4,752,000 divided by 1.5. All right, if I divide that by 1.5, we have about 3,168,000. It's about how many steps it would take. Okay, part B. It says, explain how you figured out about how many steps you would take. I want you to write incomplete sentences. How did you figure out how many steps we would take? All right, incomplete sentences. This is what you should have written. I multiplied the number of miles times 5,280 because there are 5,280 feet per mile. Then I divided by 1.5 because each step is about 1.5 feet. That's what I did. That's what I did. All right, let's go on to page 301. It says, suppose that you did not rest, eat, sleep, or stop for any reason at all. How many hours would it take you to walk from school to your destination? Now remember, we said we'd do about 120 steps per minute. How many steps do we do per hour? you're going to multiply by 60. What is 120 times 60? All right, I'm going to multiply that by 60. Here we go. 6, bring that 0 down. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So 7,200 steps per hour. Okay. But I have to walk 3,168,000 total steps. So I'm going to divide. What's 3,168,000 divided by 7,200? Divide it. It's about 440 hours. It's a lot of time. 440 hours. It's a lot of time. All right, so explain how you figured out how many hours you would have to walk. Just like we did last time, make sure you talk about each step. You may use this to help you. I mean, this kind of goes through the steps for you. What steps did you take? So first, I multiplied. We did 120 times 60. To find how many steps I take per hour. Okay, and then remember we divided, right? Then I divided the total number of steps by 7,200 to find out how many hours it would take. Oh, goodness gracious. It's a lot of time. All right. And finally, it says, suppose you start from school at 7 a.m. on Monday. You do not rest, eat, sleep, or stop for any reason. On what day of the week and at about what time would you expect to reach your destination? Oh my goodness. All right, so think about this. 24 hours are in one day, right? So I'm going to take that 440 and I'm going to divide it by 24 to figure out how many days it would take. So start by doing that math. What is 440 divided by 24? On this one, I went ahead and I used my calculator. I figured out that it would go in there a little bit more than 18 hours. So I'm going to start by doing 24 times 18. 8 times 4 is 32. Carry my 3. 8 times 2 is 16, 17, 18, 19. X's and O's. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. Add that together. Here we go. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's 432. Perfect. So it would take 18 days. And then it looks like if I take 440 minus 32, it would take an extra 8 hours. Okay. Let's see. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I would arrive on a Thursday. Started at 7 a.m., We're going to add 8 hours to that. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. We would get there on a Thursday at 3 p.m. It's crazy. And this is like 2 weeks later, guys. 18 days. Almost 3 weeks later. All right. How did we find our answer? We divided 440 hours by 24 to see how many days it would take. The remaining hours were added on at the end. Done. So imagine if I were to walk from Indianapolis all the way to Dallas. It would take me almost 3 full weeks. And that's if I didn't sleep, I didn't eat, I didn't stop to rest or go to the restroom, I didn't stop for any reason. If I walked constantly, it would take me 18 days to get there. Would you do it? Are you up for the challenge? Have a great day, guys.